is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. We got some interesting things that are going to be popping up for today. Now, as I said before, yesterday I put out a challenge, and this challenge actually goes to a few people who make gray and white products, and actually gray screen paint products. And as I explained to you before, that a gray screen is an outdated screen. It's an old screen. It's something that's been around for many, many years. And with the gunmetal technology, is now this has displayed itself at that particular time. That's what's obsoleted the gray screen paint. Keep in mind, I used to make gray screen paints back in the day. So some people felt that I'm coming at people who make gray screen products. No, I personally used to make it. I used to make gray screen paint products. Not only did I make it, I was contracted overseas. I have actually, the page is still up, which I'm quite surprised, but the page is still up, and it's still showing where our products were displayed in showrooms, and we had CEOs, and we had people that were in there from investors, and there was a whole lot of crazy stuff that went on. That was under a 10-year contract overseas. So it just shows you where my product was at that particular time compared to everybody else's that don't have that at the end of the day. They don't have that proof to show that their product exceeded and excelled to that level to show that their products are actually worth that kind of money at the end of the day, or people took an interest to invest in their products. But now, where we're at now with the technology we have in projectors now, and the way screens should be, and come on, we should have progressed it a long time ago. It just shows you that people are still selling these great products, and these great products at the end of the day, like I said, they're explaining in their demonstrations what they do, but if they're over embellishing and they're saying things that the product can do, and we clearly know they can't do it, then it shows you at the end of the day, people who cut corners and do these demonstrations are basically lying to the customers and lying to the consumers. Also, too, one of the biggest lies I see in a lot of the demonstrations, and even with certifies, is these overpriced, expensive projection screens that at the end of the day have to use these machines because these machines are going to give their screen, not the screen giving the projector, their screen. The projector is going to give the screen a better contrast and color. This is something that they have to have. So we're going to be going through eBay. We're going to be buying these cheap projectors, showing how you do not have to spend all this money for these overpriced, expensive projectors. And keep in mind when I tell you this, that these same projectors that you're going to spend all this money for, you're still going to calibrate. You're still going to be stuck in dark environments. They're not going to work inside or even outside. Today, we should be stringing up the 180 inch. It should be on display today. And we're going to be taking out some gray screen paint products and white. Just show you at the end of the day that this is a product that will not work outside. A black screen is the best way to go. So, explaining what we have here. My projector sits back at 18 feet. I'm pretty sure that the challenge we put out was not done. We already know that from the door it was never done. And the reason why we know it was never done 100% because, like I said, they have to rely on a high-end projector in order to make the screen look somewhat decent. So if that's the case, that means the consumer is going to have to spend the money for a $3,000, $4,000, or whatever they may be using in the demonstration in order to get either same exact image or even a more expensive projector for a more higher image. Now, my projector going back is 600 by 800, 720p. It's an SVGA projector. I was blessed to get this projector at the time for around $150. That's all I paid for my projector. On Amazon, they're around $300. So any customer coming in and watching this demonstration can look at my projector, and I'll put the full model number so you can track it down yourself. Can look at my projector and go, gee whiz, how much did he pay for that? I get that in a lot of forum sites where we're posting pictures of our technology in there. People will go, well, how much did you pay for that projector? Especially when we're outside. They're just floored to see a screen of that caliber outside producing with no problem whatsoever, with no fading, no washing. And they're always asking how much you pay for the projector. And we'll go, oh, projector costs $109. Projector costs $270. And they're just shocked over on how well and how beautiful the screen comes out without washing out or fading. Now, as I said before, gray screens and white screens cannot pick up contrast, nor do they see color, due to the fact that this is an outdated product. And this is a product that was obsoleted by a gunmetal screen. Now, as I said before, I have not seen any tests, real tests, under these products with technology, at least over 10 screens, at least over 5 screens on display, showing that the product can compete with a gunmetal, as in Black Diamond or any of the heavier gunmetal screens, DMP Supernova, daylight screens. I've never seen gray screen paints even challenge technology because, again, like I said, this technology is way more advanced than a gray screen paint product. Now, coming to a black screen, black screens have the ability to be able to overpower gunmetals due to the fact that this is literally a black screen producing amazing white levels and producing amazing colors. That's the reason why I don't spend all this money. I can go over to eBay, I can go over to Amazon, I can buy me a cheap 720p projector and still get an amazing image where a gray or white screen can't do this. Now we're going to be waiting in 2 different sections of the house. We have this screen right here, which right now I'm doing some shopping for trying to find the LED lights that I purchased for the upstairs hallway. The hallway LED lights are extremely bright. I'm just trying to find something bright enough because the everyday normal LED lights are not bright enough to be able to light up the hallway. So that's what we need. We need those particular lights to put in here. I was going to add in condensed lighting, but I don't want to have an electrician come to my house, especially with the whole COVID thing. I don't want to have that right now. But those LED lights we have upstairs will do the job perfectly. And as you can see, pulling up a nice, beautiful scenery. No calibration to my projector, none of that nonsense. And my projector sits back a whopping 18 feet away from my screen. So I'm not sitting right up on top of the screen. One of the things I don't like too much about doing ultra short throw demonstrations, if I am going to do an ultra short throw, then the screen has to be gigantic because I want to do something out of the unnormal when it comes to ultra short throws. Like for the setup we have in here, my screen is 148 inches. That is, I could do it at 100 inches. Sorry about that. But that would be too easy because with 100 inches, that means the projector would be really close, even though it's ultra short throw, but it would be compressed into a small area, and that would produce a much sharper and brighter image. I want for the projector to have a hard time. I want for it to be the fight. So that way the screen can do exactly what it needs to do to get that projector the best image possible. Let's go over to a couple of demonstrations here. Let me see where we want to go to. I haven't been to Key Cut in a while. Pop over to Key Stock. I think it's Key Stock. I think that's what it is. See what they have new. Oh, they got a lot of brand new stuff in here, which I haven't checked out. See what we got going on in here. Now, also something interesting. We had 2 customers who saw what happened yesterday. We're shipping them out product to them. They're going to be doing their reviews on the 38 Black Widow, and they will be showing off their batch numbers. I explain to people, you do false demonstrations against our companies, our customers are going to come forth, and they're going to be showing off batch numbers. We also have another customer who was displayed on our Facebook page who also displayed his batch number. Now, unfortunately for this individual, he was using a knockoff projector, and the product didn't come up the way it was supposed to, because you can't use knockoffs on this technology. But we're helping this customer out so we can get it fixed, to help him out so his screen can actually work. So we're doing a customization for him. Also today we have 2 companies that we're going to be doing demonstrations for. One's for a church for outside that's going to require the sun killer technology. We only offer that to companies only. And we have another company that is requesting for the invisible black technology, which we're going to be doing spray-on demonstrations for those today for those companies. That's the whole purpose, people, of the batch number. That's why I was there. Because the batch number ensures that customers that the product is going to work. Any product that walks out of this shop with that batch number attached to it, we don't see it in the demonstration. And the demonstration is clearly showing the image too dark, where it didn't show up in the batch number live before the item was shipped out. Clearly shows that the item and the demonstration was fake. So the 2 customers who saw the demonstration, they didn't like what they saw, are going to be coming forth to basically do their own reviews against the product. And they will be displaying their batch numbers, which we attach to the videos. So I'll be doing the pour out on the table into the containers, packing them up, and shipping them out to these customers. Now, whether they choose to use that individual's name or YouTube title to put them on blast, I have no responsibility on that. Now, as for the challenge, as I said before, this is the reason why when people say they're saving you money, they're not saving you money at the end of the day. You will have to buy an expensive projector just to get the image to pop, just like it did at a demonstration. If my customers want the same image, the most they're going to pay for that projector is $300. If they get it as brand new, if they get it on eBay, they're going to be paying somewhere in the range of probably around 150, 160, no more than over $300. Now, as the months or weeks go on, we're going to be showing you why you do not want to go near these gray screen paint products for inside or outside. Sorry. Those of you who have white screens, we bump into a lot of those. Why it's a bad idea to even use a venue projector on a gray or white screen. Right now, we're working with a church right now who's having an issue where they just can't get the screen to pull up outside. It's having some difficulties. And they're using a 12,000 lumen laser projector, 4K laser projector, and they can't get the screen to pull. My goodness. When I saw the pictures, this projector is a monster. I mean, absolute monster. It's huge. It's like, let me pause this for a minute. It's about the size of that. That's how big it is. It is massively huge. And they've got this thing right up on top of this screen. The screen, at first they tried it with white. They tried the original white screen. Didn't work. Then they painted it gray with a gray screen paint. It didn't work. It washed out. It's not coming up. I'll show you. We're going to be showing up the before and after pictures. And this is why we warn you, companies, do not use a white or gray screen paint on your projector, especially with a venue projector of that caliber, due to the fact that you will be washing your screen out. Now, because if it was around 6 to 7, they could fire up with a Black Widow with no problem. But because of their situation, they're firing up the projector. This is a church, so they're doing a projector somewhere around like 9, 10, 12, 1 o'clock. These are crazy peak hours. This is why we developed sun killer technology. This is why we had demonstrations of a screen taking direct hit. If you don't believe me, we'll post it below to check it out, the new technology we have. But this technology is not for customers, it's for companies only. So we sent them over pictures of a screen taking direct hit of sunlight. They loved it. And now next we're going to do is we're going to actually send them a sample sheet of that technology so they can test it out to see if it's going to work with this projector. It's going to do exactly what it's designed to do. Because, and what we saw in the demonstration, they have a massive awning over top the screen. Oh, that's going to be a cakewalk for that technology. And at 12,000, we can do it with direct sunlight at 3,000 lumens. And mind you, when we did the demonstration, we had the screen on the opposite side of the glass and the projector was behind it, pushing the image through the back of the screen, which is 10 times harder. Where they're going to be in the front, pushing this way, which is going to be automatic cakewalk. That's why we do these brutal demonstrations, is because we know if we have to go into an area where it's going to be very hostile, we know the technology is going to be able to hold its own. See, that's why you don't cut corners. If we cut corners in those demonstrations, oh man, the embarrassment would have been horrible. That's why you have to do things by the book. Because at the end of the day, you're not dealing with just the everyday Joe. You're dealing with companies, businesses, corporations. You're dealing with a whole lot of individuals at the end of the day. You never know who's connected to who. So you want to make sure your product does exactly what it's designed to do. You don't want to cut corners. Now, what I'm very unhappy about this situation here, I don't like this darkness level. This is driving me crazy. So right now, I'm in my account trying to figure out where I purchased the lights upstairs. I have a set of LED lights on the kitchen table that we use downstairs. They're very bright, but they're not as bright as the ones we have upstairs. That's why I'm going through my account, going through my old orders to figure out where we order those lights, because I need for this section and here to be well lit. And we need those lights upstairs. I'm trying to figure out where I got them from. So I think I'm going to put them starting from here, because I want them in this area, this pocket right here, and bringing them from there. Right about there. I need this whole section well lit. So that means I got to take down the screen, drop it onto the radiator, and prop something against it so it doesn't fall over, and install the lights to the back of it. And then we can have it a little brighter in there, because right now it's a little too dark for me. But the most important thing is you don't want to spend all this money for a projector. What's the point of you spending, and not to beat a dead horse to death, and spending $80 or $89 or $178 or $235, because this is what these individuals charge, if you have to turn around and spend $300 to $3,300 for a projector? Where are you saving money? And then even at that, you still, because it's on a gray screen, you're going to have to calibrate, as in the demonstration. And you're going to be in dark environments, as in the demonstration. You can't pull a contrast level with a 2 million to 1 contrast capability. You can't see it. Every time you do a contrast demonstration, always in the dark. And that's a lot of money to spend for a machine that you really can't even use properly. Now, my projector behind me has a 20,000 to 1 contrast. It really doesn't make a difference. If it's 20,000, if it's 1,000 to 1, it really doesn't. The projector upstairs that costs $109 has a 1,000 to 1 contrast ratio on it. So you don't have to really have an expensive projector to do this. Let's get our, let me see. I like what they have over here. I want to do this one right here. I want to keep the videos short and sweet because we need to post these videos to the website, because I don't have enough videos on my website, and I prefer to do them live. So as you can see, we're picking up our contrast levels, even with the LED lights behind the back of the screen, and this screen is transparent, so it's designed for light to transfer back and forth, and sound. Now, if you're wondering what the surface is, let me turn my volume up a little bit. These are the pre-coatings. So for customers who do not want to paint their screens at the end of the day, this is a technology that allows our customers to be able to take the screen out of the box, attach it to a frame, you can hang it however way you want it, and you don't have to paint it all. If painting is not your thing, even if building is not your thing, you can just hang it off your wall if you want to. Just take a little area and you just connect. I have one upstairs for 150 inch, closed up by 4 screws. I'll show you the demonstration. There, and you're done. If you don't want to build a frame, if you're not good at building frames, it will stretch out perfectly. No wrinkles, no creases, nothing. And fully acoustic, which means sound can travel through the back of your screen. We have customers who love these because, again, no building involved. Just take it out and you're done. Let's go over to, let's see. Now, the customers who were doing the reviews for us, we will be posting them to our Facebook page. Where are we on? TikTok. We're over at, we don't do Twitter too much. But we're already, we'll probably do, I don't know if we do Twitter account anymore. Yeah, last time we posted over at Twitter. But we'll be doing the Facebook page and a couple of forum sites. Also, too, we'll be over on our Facebook pages also. I have 3 of those. Bring it back a little farther back here. And while you guys are watching this demonstration, I gotta get my trash out the door. Let's see. Let's go over to. We're looking at this run. This is going to run back to back. All right, you guys can check this out. I'm going to go outside I got to get my boots on. I got trash day today. Get my trash out of here because I do want to do some. We're thinking about doing a demonstration in my driveway, the driveway projection screen. Yeah, we're going to do one of them at 150 inches. Enjoy. Oh, I forgot. If the ground is dry today, we're going to be doing a 2 projector setup outside, one at 150 and one at the massive 180-inch display outside. So I'm going to be outside getting ready to install the units needed to hang these particular screens. I'm going to do 2 at the same time. Oh, last day. Challenge activated yesterday.
Sometimes you want steak for dinner. Sometimes you want it for breakfast. Scrambled with eggs, roasted tomatoes, and drizzle with hollandaise.
Nope.
It's waiting for you here.
You carried it.
Metro Diner. Eat
Where
what
in my
you
life?
want,
I got a
right
bad
where
habit
you
carrying
live.
remote controls. We're good. I want to do a projection screen on the side of the house, so we're going to be doing I got to clean up 2 areas outside to set these up so we can get ready for our outside demonstrations. So the goal is for this summer when we're doing our outside screens to keep all projectors under $500. That is the goal. And I have an Epson I'm looking at that right now for $300. $180 and a couple other projectors, but it has to be under 500 for them to use them outside. We want to make sure we can show people at the end of the day they don't have to spend all this money for these expensive projectors, because like I said, when companies are using these venue projectors, they can get insanely expensive. We're going to show you at the end of the day for these companies or anyone's going to use them for backyard events, wherever you're using it at the end of the day, that you don't have to spend all this money. And at the individuals that are bothered by me using these 5,000 projectors, keep in mind, my projector costs less than yours. It's not even calibrated. So we can go out and get a 5,000 lumen projector that will cost me $300, that will cost me $200. I don't have to spend that kind of money because we don't have to worry about the screen lacking in performance. Where if you're using a simple home projector, you're going to spend a couple of $1,000s. So as you guys enjoyed the video, I'm going to, on my $150 projector that's not calibrated, I'm going to go out and take out my trash, get things ready, and we're going to see if the ground's dry so we can start the procedure of hanging up 180 inch and 150 inch and an acoustic see-through. See you. You got one out there. That's a pretty big one. Get away from the door, idiot. Man, I think I might have to put my strap up. I just saw the biggest pack of freaking foxes. Usually if you have one, you're good. But if you got 3 of them in a pack, they may tempt you. And I don't want to have to kill an animal at the end of the day, but I got non-lethal weapons here, so I may have to put scare one away. Man, I've never seen that when I took out the trash. 3 of them. Usually, like I said, if you're dealing with one, usually they won't tempt you, but 3 of them may tempt you. And I don't feel like getting rabies at the end of the day, or whatever they may have at the end of the day. That's why you're lucky you're in the house. I'm not even done taking out my trash yet. I just seen them walking across the street, 3 of them. And I'm gonna wait till the sun comes up a little bit, and then take the trash out. Because knowing me and my luck, I go outside and I pull out a firearm to defend myself from 3 animals. It's not gonna go well. I'm not gonna attempt it. I'm gonna wait a while, wait till the sun comes up. They go back to their burrow, where they go to, and leave it at that. But that's the first time since I've been here I see them in a pack like that. That is not good. It means we're going to have animal control come out here and do the same thing. They do it every year. Usually you'll see one come up to the house. That's basically about it, and it leaves. But 3 of them, not good. And the way they're out there carrying on, no, I don't know. That's why I tell your butt to stay in the house. Because you will become food to those jokers out there. They'll jack you up. Ooh, man. That was interesting. All right, let's see. We're at 3:31, so we're at our time here. I got to finish taking out my trash. I'm going to wait till the light comes up a little bit better, and then I'm going to take the rest of it out, because I usually like to take it out now so I don't forget, because my trash will pile up. My neighbors don't like that, even though I think keep everything boxed up and neat, but still, I don't want to see it at the end of the day. I'm pretty sure they don't want to see it. So I'm going to have to wait until the sun goes up and they go back to wherever they came from. But I've never seen 3 of them in a pack. I've seen 1, but never 3. When you get 3 of them or 2 of them, they will try to basically tempt you. They will try to charge you. I'm not taking that chance. I'm thinking about going upstairs and unlocking one of the unlethals and bringing it downstairs, but I don't want to harm an animal at the end of the day, and I can't deal with that crap. So let them do what they do. They were here first, and then when they're done, I'm just going to take my trash out. But I am going to have to start carrying something when I go out the door. I was wondering why I was looking at my neighbor, why he had a sidearm, why he was taking out the trash. I was like, okay, why are you carrying that? Do we have robbers out here now? What's going on? Now I see why he had one on his side hip. He must have had a bad experience. Good gracious. You're a big too. It's a good size. It's a good size. What does the fox say? I was so tempted to scream what does the fox say. Didn't want to get their attention. And I'm taking out trash with food in it. You know what I mean? I try to wash out all my containers and everything, but, ooh, man, that's an unforgettable experience right there. But then I got people who I know live up in the Poconos. They got raccoons, they got bears and everything else out there, so I don't know how you do it. I'll tell you something real interesting. I'll tell you something real interesting. My mother lived up in the Poconos. Every single cabin had a freaking shotgun case. Literally, every cabin there had a shotgun case. Either bear mace, Mario had shotgun cases. But I could never understand this. I understand you want to be closer to nature, but you have the thinnest glass front doors I've ever seen. You have all this glass. It's beautiful. I mean, you get to see all this beautiful nature, but you have grizzly bears, you have black bears, you have brown bears. You have all kinds of big animals, deers, all kinds of stuff that will actually run right through your house. And the only thing you have protecting you between a bear is a thin glass door. God forbid the thing does not go upstairs. I'm pretty sure they have shotguns upstairs. I guess they're pretty well prepared for it, but still, that's not something you want to wake up and see this giant 9-foot or 12-foot bear standing over top of you. No. But I mean, I don't know. To each his own. I don't know how you do it at the end of the day. I mean, I guess you want the windows because if it was me, at the end of the day, I would have bulletproof glass. Everything would be Gorilla Glass. It would take some time to get through that. You're not shattering and walking through. It's not going to happen, but still. But then again, that is quite expensive. But then again, the houses they have out there are quite expensive too. I don't know. I got a few friends that live out there. I got to ask them some questions today. Like, how do you deter these animals from coming into your home? Because I've seen demonstrations, I've seen videos where a big buck will come through someone's house and rip the place up. And they got to get this animal out of the house. Mind, this is an animal with large horns that can easily impale you at the end of the day. Hit a main artery. So you have to be really careful about a wild, big animal like that. Whew. Talk about living close to nature. That's as close as you can get. Yeah, but I do remember that. I went to go see my mother where she was living at, the new senior citizen home, and every single log had a shotgun case. And I'm not talking about your normal everyday shotguns. I'm talking about some big boy cannons. And you gotta look at them and have a little sense of humor and say, I thought you said the crime rate up here was pretty low. Oh, that's not for humans, that's for something else. Like, good gracious, what comes up? Once in a blue moon, once in a very, very rare blue moon, you would have a grizzly come down. Once in a blue moon. And that's why they have restrictions up there. You can't throw trash outside. You got to take it to a special dumpster at the end of the hill, stuff like that. I remember watching something where a guy parked his car and left a pack of gum in his glove compartment. And that bear ripped his car door off like it was nothing. Bent that thing all the way back, and I consider when it gets inside of there, ripped up the upholstery, steering column, and everything else, just to get to a 25-cent pack of gum. Can't leave something in your car. That's got to be a funny statement at the insurance company. 25 cents probably cost you thousands of dollars of damages. Now, usually when I start having this conversation, we're past what we already had needed to do. Training does what it's supposed to do. And again, like I said, my customers don't have to spend us money. That's why I have no interest in spending money for these overpriced, expensive projectors. Because like I said, when I go into demonstrations, if I'm watching a demonstration, whether it be Diamond or somebody else that may be displaying, the first thing I do is I look at the projector. I'm like, gee whiz, how much does this monster cost at the end of the day? And it's cost a great deal of money. So if I want that exact same image, I have to have that exact same projector or something equal or better. Which means it's going to cost you money. And you're not going to be saving hundreds. And you're not going to be saving thousands. So that's why we suggested the projector swap up 720p for 1 year. To show you that anyone who doesn't do this challenge has to rely on an expensive projector. We could give this challenge to certified screens. They won't do it either. They have to rely on an expensive, overpriced projector for what the screen can't do. So if people want to go on about saving you hundreds, we can do an easy campaign about saving you thousands because our projectors don't cost a lot of money. For now on our campaign, it's going to be saving you thousands because we do. We can show you any certified screen that we can easily overpower. That's thousands of dollars saved. And for what we use in projectors alone, it's definitely thousands of dollars saved. Where do you want to go next? One more. Because I have to do another demonstration and I have paint on demonstrations to do today. Let's go here.
Grass fed at this price is
I love when I go to the forum sites with this because like I said, they're not used to seeing a screen of this caliber, number one, and such a fully lit environment. They're not used to seeing that. When we show this demonstration, the first thing they always ask me is, how much did you pay for the projector? What are you using? And we show them the projector we're using, SVGA, boom, automatic. Jaw drops to the ground. Because we know what they're using in their demonstrations, and they're nowhere near in this environment. Your projector is only as good as the screen it's displayed on. And today, if we're outside, weather is good, which I pray it is, we'll be outside at 180 and 150 inches. And we'll show you on a gray screen and white screen why this is a bad idea. People say, but they've been doing it for years. Yeah, they've been doing 8 tracks for years too, also too. And guess what? We don't use 8 tracks anymore, do we? When's the last time you went in and you seen a car, go to a car dealership and go, nice 8-track player? Yeah, there you go. When you're doing a demonstration, you should be able to pull your camera all the way back and show up the entire environment. Now we're going to be doing demonstrations for new customers and showing you what to look for when you are shopping for a setup, projection, screen, projector, the whole 9 yards, why you should be spending all this money at the end of the day, and what you should be looking for in demonstrations. Because you should be seeing the whole entire environment, not just the screen, the camera, pushed up on top of the screen. You need to see the whole entire environment, how it's reacting to the screen, how the projector is reacting to the environment. That's why it's very important that you see the whole entire screen. This is what they do with the certified screens. If you notice that they show the entire environment, because you need to see how the environment is reacting to the screen. If that camera is too close to that screen, that means they're basically trying to cover up the environment. Maybe because the environment's too dark. Anywhere I set my phone at, that screen's going to pull up. Now next we're going to be switching over to my projector upstairs, which is on wallpaper. And that projector, which one should we use? Should we use the wallpaper? I want to go in the other room. I want to use the ceiling again. I love doing the ceiling. Let's go up the stairs. I'm coming down my stairs. This is what I'm expecting to see. AK Desired Nature.
Getting that from YouTube. Prepare your taste buds. Kit Kat Duo's mint and dark chocolate.
This is what you should be seeing in demonstration, especially when it comes to black contrast levels. Now my contrast on my projector, I have an option of turning it on and off. Mine's off. We don't need it. Why would I have it on? My screen's jet black. Excuse me, sir. Can you not hit my stand, please? Thank you. That's my cat. Has a habit of rubbing his face into sand. I'm trying to hold it still. He wants to move it to another direction. LG Beta Fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
Okay, Snow Screensaver, Snow Cottage.
Getting that from YouTube.
So we can bounce all over the place. I can go from white levels, I can go to contrast, I can produce color, no problem. 150 bucks. So when we have individuals that are upset because they're going to say, well, you know, hey, this product costs just so much. Yeah, at the end of the day, my customers don't spend $3,000 for a projector. And they're not stuck in dark environments. They don't have to calibrate. None of that nonsense. And when we say by the projector is a crutch, I'll tell you why, because you don't see a lot of long throw demonstrations being done in those videos. They actually do most of their demonstrations are done on ultra short throws because that's a projector they know at the end of the day. Again, the distance throw isn't there and the image is going to be brighter because it's on a much smaller screen of a 100-inch and the distance throw isn't there. My projector sits back 18 feet from my screen. My projector on my floor sits back 9 feet and hits the ceiling with a lamp in the middle of it. That's why you see a lot of these companies now leaning toward ultra short throws because, again, like I said, it's less of a fight. They're going to use less picture quality, less contrast at the end of the day, and they're going to be to maintain a brighter image because the projector is sitting right up on top of the screen. But you're going to have to throw a little long throws in there too, because what about customers who have long throw projectors and don't prefer ultra short throws? That's why we have everything in here. In this one, we got ultra short throws. As a matter of fact, I just noticed that. We got long throw, short throw, and ultra short throw. You have to be to show it off in different calibers. Not play it over and over again on the same ultra short throw day in and day out. That's why we requested the challenge swap for 1 year. To see if they can have the same performance on their screen that they displayed on those high-end projectors on a projector that pretty much is next to nothing. And you can't calibrate it either. That's one of the rules. It cannot be calibrated. Any objects in front of windows have to be removed. Displays have to be removed to show as much light as possible. Nothing must be distracting any of the light. Meters must be present. This is how we do these every day. The same rules we put there that they find hard to do, this is what we do every day. So if we do this every day, how do you compare yourself to us? I'm trying to figure out how. Well, I haven't done a white beach scenery in a while. We're going to do that next, really quick. I think I'm going to do outside. If we get out there, I want to do an ultra short throw display. I haven't done an ultra short throw. I did one of those. I want to do more of those. I'm going to do a couple more ultra short throw displays. You'll get a chance to see those too because we're going to be doing those for the deck outside. We're going to do ultra short throw setup display for the deck. And these are screens, keep in mind, we're not doing those tiny little screens. One of the screens is actually going to be that screen right there, 148-inch, which is going to be outside on ultra short throw. And the second one's going to be 135 or 140-inch. But they're going to be big screens out there. Now, if I'm going to be doing an ultra short throw display, it's got to be on a big screen. I can't do it on a small screen. It's just too easy. Black and white challenge. Now, all the videos, and we're going to call the guy Matchstick because we're not giving him any credit at all whatsoever by saying his name. All these guys will have nicknames now. Matchstick, understand this, the two customers that are stepping up because they don't like your demonstration will be displaying the exact same demonstrations that you displayed. You can't do, like I said, at the end of the day, we're on multiple forum sites, and those multiple forum sites watch our demonstrations live in there. They're watching them right now. We're up to like 70, 80, 200 likes and these form sites. So how is it all these people that are graphing to our demonstrations are seeing the technology as we're doing it live right now, seeing how amazing the technology looks, but yet when they go search the company, because we don't put information on the website, we don't want to violate any rules of posting any information. They have to find us. We just show them what the product is. We don't tell them where to get it. So they will research and try to find us. And yes, I've got hit with my email accounts, my WhatsApp business account. All those are flooded with the customers asking where to get it from, where to buy it. Can we send a link? Can we message them? We told them we can't message you. You know, we can message them, but we can't post on the site because we don't want to get in any trouble. And I do like the site. But all these people are seeing this. And when they research my company, you guys pop up from time to time and they label you guys as trolls. They will come back and say, hey, we've seen these little individuals, so and so and so. And like I was saying, it's sad at the day that people basically have nothing. Yeah, it comes up quite a lot. So at the end of the day, you're not doing anything good for yourself. You're actually damaging yourself. You're not damaging me. My orders don't stop. They continue on. You damage yourself. Because if I'm sitting here in a live demonstration, unless I'm God or unless I have ability to be able to manipulate space and time, that's the only way that screen is going to show up that way. And what I find interesting is I'm doing this on projectors that cost less. I'm doing it on screen sizes that are much bigger than the screen sizes that are being displayed. And what they find even more funny or more hilarious is the fact that when you do try to slander my screens, it shows that my environments are well lit while you're doing the demonstration in a dark environment. Because the very screen you're displaying can't produce in the environment that we're displaying. And that's what they notice. As I said before, you don't save anybody any money at all. Projectors are way too expensive to be used. That's why I tell people, and they tell me they're gonna, how much you paying for a projector? Way too much money. If a screen does what it's supposed to do, you should be able to support it off a 720p projector with no problems. Do you see how high the white levels are right there? Now, the one claim that the fellow named, we call him Matchstick, claimed that, oh, the reason why his images are so bright is because he's using 5,000, 4,000 lumen projectors. We went downstairs and dropped it at 13 feet, 1,000 lumens, Old Faithful. That's what we call the projector, Old Faithful. And we actually did the demonstration versus black paint, black fabric, versus our technology on white levels. And our screen, as always, did what it was designed to do. So where's your argument? You don't have an argument. But we can come at you with tons of challenges and you couldn't match one of them. Like today, I had to, if it all works out, I might be outside on a 180 inch. And you know, I'm going to show snowstorms off of it. I love to do that. We could give you a challenge right there. It'll never be met. Swap your projector out for 1 year. We've been doing that already. You can't do that one either. So like I said, you need to work on your craft and not worry about others. What do we got going on here? I'm going to go back to TLC black and white demonstration. Now we're going to extend this. The reason why I turned the sound off because I don't know if these videos right here may have some copyrights on them. I don't show too much of it, but I do like the content. It's very nice. TCL black and white demonstrations. It just comes down to one thing, people. It comes down to jealousy. That's what it comes down to. That's why I said we give you challenges, you wouldn't be able to withstand them. Swap your projector out for 1 year for 720p. I could do this for 3 years if I want to. You can't do this because you have to depend on that projector to give you better contrast and color. And even at that, you still have to calibrate it. So it just shows customers at the end of the day how we are saving them thousands of dollars, not hundreds. the time that they take to invest in our technology, they can go out and spend money for a cheap 720p and still get an outstanding picture in an environment that you cannot be in. Produce contrast levels that does not require a 2 million to 1 ratio. Produce colors without fading or washing, without calibrating. Now, in those rules, all contrast demonstrations must be done in fully lit environments. That's one of the things we marked in there. And I said it could be worse. It could be outside at 5 o'clock. Which you may have that challenge today also too. We get the 180 up. I'm going to put a challenge out for approximately a 180-inch screen because your product should be displayed, or anyone, your product should be displayed at 180 inches. You can't mention a venue projector without having it on a massive screen. That's what they're designed for, gigantic screens. We have them in here, yes. But you have to display them on a big, massive setting because customers who use these projectors will be calling in saying, hey, look, what's the biggest screen you ever displayed on and how did it react? And you're going to have to show that. Now, I can't wait. It's 6 o'clock right now. I'll take out my trash, go outside, see how dry the ground is. And if it's good, we're stringing up. We're going to be outside today on 180. Now, I'm just going to leave the 1 year challenge here. We know he's not going to do it. We know anybody else that's lied about their product is not going to do it because they can't do it. But I'm also going to add another challenge today. How does your product look at 180 inches on a venue projector outside? And that's something you're going to have to display. If you're going to basically, at the end of the day, compare yourself to me, you have to do the same demonstrations I'm doing in my demonstrations. I can mimic your demonstrations so fast, so easy, it's not even funny. I've done it already. I've made products and actually match other screens with no problem whatsoever. That's why we don't do them anymore, because it's a waste of our time. But if you're going to compare yourself, anyone who's going to compare themselves to us, you're going to have to do the exact same demonstration, which means you're going to dig in those pockets and you're going to have to do those demonstrations. You don't have certified projection screens. How many do you own? You need at least, to match us, you're going to need about 22, 23 of them to match us. Outside demonstrations, you're going to have to do 100 inches, not going to be enough. We don't really do 100s outside because they're too small. So you'll have to go 150 to 180, 200, 250, 300. That's what we're looking to do this year. Your distance throw, I got a projector, ViewSonic, Sony VPO FA30. They're designed for long distance throw. You're going to have enough room for 70 feet. I'm pretty sure you got that. Your driveway is pretty wide, so you should be able to set that up there. The only problem you're going to have is vehicles are moving back and forth, but you can still set that up. And you're going to have to do that at 150 inches. So before you guys go out and talk all this nonsense, you're going to have to back it up. And again, you're going to have to get rid of those projectors because we don't use those projectors or expensive projectors in our demonstrations. So if you're going to compare yourself to us, if you're going to call yourself being equal to us, then you got to get rid of your projectors. Because I had that come up in 2 different forms. I said, you know what? How are these guys comparing yourself to you? And I said, look at the projectors they're using in their demonstration compared to the projectors you're using in your demonstrations. You can see that they're using enhancement to make their screens look a little better. Well, not look a little better. You don't look better than our technology, but try to look a little better toward anybody else. So what you need to do is you need to take those enhancements out of the picture, no calibration, no overpriced expensive projectors, and drop down to our level to what we use over here, and then use the same environment that we're using every day and see if you can compete with that. Other than that, you have not a leg to stand on. So if all goes well, we will be outside at 180, 150, and we will present challenges outside. Now, ours will have to be in reverse because our screens are black. We can't do contrast demonstrations because we know at the end of the day we can pull contrast. We're going to do those demonstrations anyway, but like I said, for you guys, we're going to have to do, we're going to show up at white levels. You're going to have to do 180 inch outside. You have to show up at contrast level. and you're going to have to do a comparison to another screen. We have to do comparison to white screens up there all the time, because if we're going to be outside, we have to be able to show that, okay, the majority of the screen that's going to be outside on display is going to be white. So we have to do those demonstrations against a white screen to show white levels next to white screens, or contrast levels, or colors. All that has to be displayed next to a white screen. Where when you guys go outside, you're going to have to show a anything colored in black paint doesn't make a difference. In black paint, and you're going to have to show the difference between your product and the black paint in a star field demonstration, anything with heavy contrast. And I'm not talking about, and it's a shame we have to put these little rules in there because these individuals would cheat. So star field demonstration, the black background with the goldfish, these are areas we know that have extremely heavy contrast levels, and they have to pull up a huge amount of contrast level to match this. So that's what we'll be requesting when we go outside today. I hope we do, because I want to get outside so badly. I got to get me a chainsaw too, so I can cut down the stump and build the other section over there. All right, we're done here. Hold on for a minute. Black background, goldfish.
Getting that from YouTube.
I'm gonna leave this on for the rest of the day. All right, with that being said, I hope everybody has an understanding. I have to come back in a few minutes because we have to be upstairs on the wallpaper, and we're going to be doing that on a $109 projector. I said we don't pay a lot of money for our projectors over here because we want the customers to be able to come and go, either you can afford the projector or you can do better. And you definitely can do better than what we have over here. So that's why we like to use the cheap stuff. It's pretty interesting. Like I said, we're dealing with companies who have like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 projectors, and they're like, what the frick are you guys using outside to pull that image up? Because we can't even get the image to pull up by 12,000 lumens. We're like, oh yeah, this is the technology that's doing it right here, so forth and so forth. There you go. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the video demonstration. Of course, as always, we'd like to thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with such amazing technology. I'll have to be on in a few minutes, and I have to go check to see if the boxes are gone so I can take out the trash. But other than that, we're going to be doing some demonstrations for the ceiling. I'm getting a lot of requests for the ceiling. We're also going to be doing, I have to do messaging today. I have to go in and check my messages. And we got to do 2 spray-on demonstrations. One for actually for 2 companies. One is for a performing arts, and the other one is for a church that basically needs the screen to pop up at 1 to 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock to 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. They need the screen to pop up, and that's Sun Killer Technology is designed for that. So we're going to be setting them up a sample sheet to send out to them. Yeah, okay. So with that being said, thank you all, and God bless. Oh, tacos.